Yate, she Brett Isaac and she, Kiani Nishna, she and Bushing is Anira Shachero, Toba Shanala. Good afternoon, my name is Brett Isaac, and I'm hoping it's the first time Navajo has ever spoken in this hall, because I'd like to be the first. You know, I grew up, I'm very proud of where I come from. I'm a member of the Navajo Nation in southwestern United States. You know, growing up, energy was always a part of my life. You know, I grew up in an energy community. It was never really a good story, though. It was always something that was just auxiliary to our existence, whether it was the coal that, built the metropolises of Los Angeles and Las Vegas, or the uranium that has, fueled the nuclear race in the 50s. That all came from lands occupied originally by indigenous people, and particularly from my homeland. When the conversation around what a just transition started, the first people they should have talked to was us, because we knew what the first and second and third and fourth renditions of energy looked like. So we created Navajo Power as a response to that conversation around transition. The idea that we would have a say in how development occurred was going to be paramount to any type of activity we could ever do to ensure that this transition would be just. The idea behind Navajo Power is we develop clean energy projects on tribal lands. We work with indigenous communities. This is a snapshot of my homeland. I've built so many solar units, and just to give a quick story, this is where I started. So I always said solar allowed me to come to places like this, and it started with a few solar panels powering one house. It wasn't building massive power plants for cities, although that's what I want to do now. It was always about trying to figure out how to scale. And as entrepreneurs, we take on those challenges from the hardest places that where we come from. And so this is a snapshot of my house, and these are people that I really, cherish in terms of where my work is going to be the most meaningful to. It's because it's those people that we're talking about that have been impacted negatively by energy that are speaking out about what we can do. Now, as developers, what we do is we set the stage to create equitable space investment. Our goal is to have 40 gigawatts deployed by 2040. We're ambitious, but if we're going to accept and defeat the challenge of solving the issues that we're facing currently with our climate, with energy systems, we're going to have to be bold. We're going to have to take on the greatest challenges in the hardest places and be relentless and fearless against that. And I know, being born and of lineage of warriors, that we have it in us to fight, meaningful fights as we go forward. This was a house that for 50 years sat without power. And in a matter of weeks, we were able to put power for this grandma that's been living there, watching power lines go by her house for decades. And so we know that there's meaningful work to be done. We know that as Navajo Power as a company, as a clean energy developer, we have responsibility back to, these people that we're serving, but also, if we want it to be just, we got to take resources and allies and bring a room like this into communities like that. So I really appreciate the time. Thank you.